Hey, what's up? It's Anthony. I'm here to do another movie review. This is a movie that was, again, recommended to me by my friend John. This is a sequel to a film that I watched. A really interesting sequel, how they did it. This is the 2012 horror film Grave Encounters 2. Now, you're probably wondering, Grave Encounters 2, there was a sequel? Yeah, there was, and I actually vaguely remember it. I remember it being advertised on certain websites. I think like on YouTube as well. Like if anyone out there remembers back in the day on YouTube, there would be like advertisements for like movies. If you didn't have ad block during those days, which I didn't, which is how I remember it. And it was like, oh, got the poster for Grave Encounters 2, and I didn't really watch it. I Until a couple nights ago. So this movie takes place a year after the first film, and it starts off with all these like movie reviewers talking about the first movie. So it actually turns out the first movie was a movie. It's like, oh, we did, it was like a documentary, but we had like special effects and stuff, which is weird. So it goes to like a bunch of movie reviewers, which by the way, shout out to Cool Duder for being one of the movie reviewers. I'll tell you about the first film, and they were actually all real movie reviews. Like, it wasn't just they just put those reviews from YouTube and put them on in the movie, which I thought was pretty cool. And then it gets to this one reviewer, what it's part of the film. It's a guy named Alex Wright, who's a film student, who gets intrigued with this movie, Grave Encounters. He's like, you know what? It has to be. There's no way it's like faked and all, because they kind of made it out to be like, oh, it was like a documentary, but it was like faked or whatever. And he's like, so he gets intrigued with this. Meanwhile, he's making this movie. He's got a stoner friend. He's got this girl who acts in his film, and he makes these movies. Meanwhile, where he like wants to like try to figure out what's going on with this movie and if it's really real or not. And so he takes all these steps. He tries to find the actors, producers, the director, and it's pretty cool. The guy who plays Alex, funny enough, he kind of reminds me a little bit, and this is just probably me being me, but I think he kind of looks like sort of like a short-haired version of Peter Steele from Typo Negative. I don't know why, but he kind of looked like him. Like if you like ignore the hair or whatever, like his facial, I think the eyes probably. He just reminded me so much of Peter Steele. I don't know why, but anyway, uh, they go on, and of course, this is all once again a found footage film. And this is all being shot within a documentary on itself, so it's all being shot via handheld cameras, sort of like how the first one was, but this is sort of more like documentation on their lives and how they got to that point. So everything is vlogged, via home movie style. It's interesting. It's definitely not like the first film. I mean, it kind of is, but like how the way the effects were done, and it actually does tie into from the first film. Because later, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say like certain things from the first film, you'll recognize them if you see this one. I thought the acting was really well done. I thought the special effects were really good. It was written by the Vicious Brothers. It was not directed by them. It was directed by John Poliquin. I think that's how you say his name. So definitely a different person directing it. I thought let's see, Acting was good. Writing could have been better, admittedly. The writing was okay. It could have been a lot. I feel like it was like there was definitely more that could have been done with some of the characters, like about them, like learn more about them, and how they got to where they are, and yeah. But I thought this was a good movie. It wasn't as good as the first one. I mean, there were some aspects to it I liked better than the first one, but not enough to make me say it was better than the first one. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I definitely, if you liked the first movie, there's no reason you wouldn't like the second one. I know some people didn't; it got mixed reviews or whatever. Uh, I believe it's on DVD and Blu-ray. I watched it via YouTube. Where is it? Not YouTube. I think it's on YouTube though, but it's on Amazon Prime, which is how I watch all of my films. So yeah, I would definitely check it out for sure. Again, if you're looking for another kind of like weird kind of found footage film, horror film, I would say go for this one. If you expect it to be exactly verbatim like the first film, you might be a little disappointed. Like, it's definitely borrows a lot from the first film. And there was some stuff that they did similar. But overall, I enjoyed it. If they ever make a third Grave Encounters film, I'd watch that. So, anyway, that's my review of Grave Encounters 2. I hope you liked it. Definitely check out my other movie reviews. And, yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.